and it's time, let me know. What do you mean by it's not right?
It's not right. It's not right means it's not okay to sell your body. It's not okay to use money to buy sex. It's not right. It's wrong.
You mean from moral standard or from others?
Yeah,
evidence?
I think it's a moral issue. Yes.
Further questions?
I don't want to argue with you.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the answer?
Okay.
Okay, you can ask further questions if you want. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Then the other team.
There's a question that the condom for female isn't legalized in Taiwan. So do you have any other method to protect female prostitutes from getting sexual disease when they face a customer without wearing a condom? Yes, and first I would like to say that every worker should bear the risk of getting occupational disease. Like a prostitute should bear the risk of getting STD. But I'm not encourage her to get STD yet, you know. And you said that, do I have any other method to protect female prostitutes from getting sexual disease? I think that since the government legalized the prostitution as a legal work, the government should establish a health check system. Yes, the government regulate the prostitutes should go hospital to have a health check once a month or like 3 months, once 3 months, something like that. And if the customer reject to wear a condom, I think the prostitutes have the right to reject the transaction. Alright. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I satisfy you?
Yeah, almost.
Further questions? Alright, then we'll turn to conclusion debaters. Okay. Conclusion debater. We'll start with negative team first. Yeah. Negative team, you'll go first, yeah?
Jesus. Agreement Jesus. Female Jesus.
Okay, first of all, I would like to share an experience first. Like when you walk into a department store, if there is no product, I wouldn't want to buy it because there is no product at all. But now if there is a glamorous product there, it would arouse my will to buy it. And that is the same with prostitution. Right now, there's no legalizing of prostitution, so it's not a product, it's not legalized yet. But once it's legalized, it will arouse more wills to buy it or to shop, something like that. Right. And now, for the points that the affirmative has raised, the first one is to increase GDP. But according to our information, and according to what our debaters have already stated, is that the demand of prostitution is extremely small in Netherlands. So that wouldn't really increase the GDP. And also, if the government were to set health checks, imagine the cost. And imagine the cost that it would just arouse. And also, according to our information, which our former debater has said, is that according to the London University report, the social costs and external costs rose after legalizing prostitution and also decreased the working conditions for the prostitutes. And also, under the competitive pressure of more and more foreign prostitutes, the Germany prostitutes has to lower their service prices to below 30 euros. So I think the lower prices would not increase the GDP. And also the second point, they say that people can, everyone has the right to choose their jobs on favorable conditions. But according to our information, which is according to Statistics in Prostitution, Trafficking, and Traumatic Stress, written by Melissa Farley, which our debater has announced before, is that 77% of the prostitutes from 9 different countries has decreased their self-esteem since entering the prostitution. So you can see that it's not really a favorable job. And also, after Netherlands has legalized the prostitution, Dutch sex workers actually want to go to Belgium, which is not legalized, because they do not want people around them to know what they're doing to make money. So as you can see, this is not a favorable job. And also the affirmative pointed that we can choose it legally, choose legal jobs. But why should we legal something that is not favorable and that can bring harm in the first place? Why should we go through all that cost to give them something to choose legally? We should not open that. And also, the affirmative use words such as have no choices but to do so. So why does not the government use extra social welfare to give those people who has no choice a choice to do something else, like career? Thank you.
That government shouldn't ban prostitution after realizing our negative size position. Government shouldn't ban prostitution because it will increase GDP and make social improvement. Government shouldn't ban prostitution because prostitution should be deemed as a working right. Everyone should enjoy equal rights to earn money by their own illegal way. He or she is selling his or her body to earn payments. It is just like we use our skills to make money. Government shouldn't ban prostitution because with legalization of prostitution, crime rate and the rate of teenager in premarital pregnancy will decrease. And let me conclude some points that we just questioned the opponent. 1. 立新基金会 is in Taiwan, but in Taiwan, prostitution is still illegal. Then the information from the negative side, 50% to 90% prostitutes will be threatened will not be credible because they are not under the condition of legalizing prostitution. 2. If prostitution is legal, then the government will set up those policies to protect prostitutes, like health care or to help the prostitutes avoid foreign sexual disease. 3. The prostitutes should protect themselves, so they can just wear the content by their own, both for male or female. Or the customer rejected to wear, the prostitutes have the right to reject the transactions. 4. If the government provides license, that only the prostitutes pass the exam, and it will decrease the illegal immigration. And 5. 70% of prostitution is still under violence, but the rate will decrease if the government organizes the law well. 6. It can improve the budget of social welfare by taxing the prostitutes. 7. Underground economy in Thailand accounted for 80% GDP increase, and underground economy in Japan accounted for 9.8% GDP, and they will increase substantially in government capital. So, legalization means the intervention of government. It is a reasonable explanation that once government is intervening prostitution, it will reach a strict standard and making all the problems in order. After all, legalizing prostitution will be better than illegalizing. The result will be more serious if government ban prostitution. So we firmly believe that the government shouldn't ban prostitution. Thank you.